Hey guys, today we're going to learn how to set up our paper in Google Docs for our narrative writing assignment. Now, you've already listened to the dinner party and you should have listened to the prompt and how the writing rubric instructions. So today we're going to learn how I want you to set this up. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to have to find Google Docs because that's where we're going to type. You have a couple options. The first one, you can go to this apps up here, and then all of your different docs or your G Suite options pop up. So you have the web source, slides, docs. Or if you go back to Google, you can go to your waffle, which is called your G Suite, and you can click on that and you can go to docs. I prefer to go to my G Suite and then hit docs because it's a little bit easier for me. I am going to create a blank document because this is going to be a new story. So blank document. Now, I have your margin should already be set up, and you're going to make sure everything is aligned to the left. So if you look right here, you have left alignment, center alignment, and right alignment. We want everything currently aligned to the left. So you're going to start off by typing your first and last name here. Then you're going to type your teacher's name. So if you have me, you would type Miss Gidry. Then you're going to type the class that you're in. So your ELA class would be the next thing you type. Once you have done that, you're going to type your due date. So our due date for this assignment, or when everyone should have this turned in, is going to be the 19th. So I'm going to type 8-19-2020. My next thing that I'm going to do after that, it says it's all supposed to be aligned to the left-hand side of the page. So once you've done that, which it has done, you're going to hit enter one time, and then you're going to go up to the top and choose center align. Now we're going to have to put the title of our story. Please remember that we are keeping the original title. So we're going to put the dinner party because we are simply adding to the story. I'm going to hit enter again and then one more time, and then I'm going to go back to align left. Now, notice that my font is currently on 11 and it's on Arial. If we remember from our instructions, it's supposed to be in Times New Roman and 12. So you can change this before you start by going up here, going all the way to the T's and clicking Times New Roman, and then choosing my font size and choosing 12. Or since I've already typed and I forgot to change it, I can highlight all of this. I can go back over here, choose Times New Roman as my font, choose 12-point font, and then I can begin again. So I'm going to go back down 2 spaces and back to align left. All right, so to start typing, I'm going to have to tab over. Tab means that I am indenting my PowerPoint. So notice that when I did that, and I'll show you one more time, I'm going to go back. When I hit the tab key, T-A-B, it goes over and indents. So you're going to start off where we left off. So you're picking up and we're coming up with something after we have the naturalist realizes that there's only one place left for the cobra to be, and that's under the dinner table. So let's think about how we want to start off. Do we want to start off with dialogue? Maybe we want to start off with a thought process. But remember, we have to keep our third person point of view, which means we have an outside party watching and telling the story. So from here, I'm going to continue on. So we just realized that the snake was under the table. I'm going to type a little bit to show you how it's going. How was the chilled All right, so I know I'm going to put my first thing of dialogue in here. So this is a direct quote from the Colonel's wife. It says, "How was the chilled strawberry soup?" asked the Colonel's wife. That should not be a question. That should be a period. Now, Here I have one complete sentence and then I have my dialogue tag. So asked means inquired. So if I wanted to gussy this up, I can put inquired instead of asked. And then I have the person who's speaking. So remember, we have to have dialogue tag and we always have to have our dialogue in quotations. I have beginning quotation marks here, ending quotation marks here. Now, you can add to this or we can keep it the same. I'm just keep this one simple for right now. So we're having her ask how the chilled strawberry soup was. If someone is going to respond, I'm going to again have to indent whether this is a new paragraph or a new dialogue, and I'm going to have someone else respond. So let's say that we have one of the attache's wives. So we're going to say, it was superb. And we remember we're trying not to say said, so we're going to think about how we want this person to say. So she might commented the Greek attaché. So it was superb, commented the Greek attaché's wife. I really enjoyed the cool soup on such a hot day. Okay, now for this one, notice that I have it was superb, comma. This is a statement, and since it's a statement, we're not going to put a question mark or an exclamation point, but we're going to replace that period with a comma. Then we're going to put our dialogue tag, like commented the Greek attaché's wife. And then our period goes after our dialogue tag and the person who's speaking. Notice that she continued to speak. So because she said more than one thing, it goes with the same line. However, because it's a quotation or something she's saying directly, I'm going to have to put it in quotations. I do not have to indent again. And notice here that my period goes inside of my quotation marks. So far we have, how was the chilled strawberry soup? Inquired the colonel's wife. It was superb, commented the Greek attaché's wife. I really enjoyed the cool soup on such a hot day. Now, I'm going to indent again, and you don't have to have just dialogue. Remember, we can have some description. As the guest sat and enjoyed their soup, the naturalist looked around the room a second time. He scanned the floor, rafters, and four corners again to make sure he had not missed the cobra. Oh, and look, I've corrected my spelling. All right, so here I have some description. As the guests sat and enjoyed their soup, how do they want to sit? I'm going to say, as the guests sat, I could say quietly. So they're sitting quietly and enjoyed their soup. As the guests sat quietly and enjoyed their soup, the naturalist looked around the room a second time. How do we want him to look around the room? So we might say, if he glancing, he might be nervously. So nervously looked around the room a second time. He scanned the floor. Well, we don't want people to notice that he's scanning the floor because we don't want people alarmed, correct? So if he is scanning the floor, we might say he stealthily. I think I just misspelled that. He stealthily scanned the floor, rafters, and four corners again to make sure he had not missed the cobra. So here you can see that we have both dialogue and we have description. Remember, go back and add specific details. You can add colors, sound, sight, things like that. Now, we have inquired the colonel's wife. Remember, we have our word. We're trying not to use said and who said it. So our dialogue tag. Then we have commented the Greek attaché's wife. Again, who said it? How did they say it? Here we have our description. As the guest sat quietly and enjoyed their soup, the naturalist nervously looked around the room a second time. He stealthily scanned the floor, rafters, and four corners again to make sure he had not missed the cobra. He soon realized that his first assumption was correct, and the only place left for the cobra to be was under the dining table. Now, we got to think, why is this such a big deal? So he soon realized that his first assumption was correct, and the only place left for the cobra to be was under the dining table. So I don't really like to be. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to change it to hide. So the only place left for the cobra to hide was under the dining table. Now, why is this bad? I have to think about this. If it's under the table, it could possibly hurt or bite the guests, killing them, because cobras are very venomous, especially back then when this was written. It was long journeys to and from hospitals. Anti-venom was invented, but that doesn't mean that they would make it to where they needed to be in time. So he soon realized that his first assumption was correct, and the only place left for the cobra to hide was under the dining table. He had to think fast in order to help save the lives of the other dinner guests. All right, now, you do not have to write what I have. What I'm giving you as an example. I'm showing you what you're supposed to do. But I do want to give you a few reminders. Remember, this story is taking place when India was still a British colony. So because of that, they're not going to have central heating and air, which is why all of the veranda doors are open. That means that they're allowing the breeze to flow through the house. You also have to think they're not going to have cell phones, so they can't just quickly call for the doctor. They're not going to have things like 911 put in place, so that's not an option. They're not going to have automatic rifles where they can go and just shoot the cobra if it comes out. You have to make sure that your story is historically accurate and that you finish the story. I hope all of this information helps. I hope it helps you understand how to set this up. Oh, last thing. When you go up here to Untitled Document, you have to rename it. It's going to pop up with the first thing that's on your page when you click in the box. Don't label this first and last name. You're going to label it with the dinner party narrative. Then you're going to put an underscore. You do that by hitting Shift, and it's going to be the two lines after the zero, and that's going to make an underscore or a line after narrative. And then you're going to put your first initial. So I would put J, and then your last name, Gidry. And so when I go to submit, my teacher will know that this is my dinner party narrative, and then I have my first initial and my last name. I hope now, if there's someone else in the class with your same first initial and the same last name, you need to write out or type out your full name. So you would have to write Jordan Gidry. All right, I hope this helps. I hope you guys understand what's expected of you. I can't wait to read your narratives. Have a great day, guys.